Hi everyone, as you may have noticed I've cleaned up the channel a lot, deleting a whole load of old videos, and I've given it a bit of a makeover, so basically this is a relaunch. But let's get to it with today's featured art kit, a Seneca Flat4 brush by Willow Wolfe. Now while there will be those of you in the States and elsewhere who know this name, speaking as a UK artist of many decades, this is a completely new brand to me. It appears that Wolfe is an art teacher, a speaker and writer who, working with a master brush maker, has developed a watercolour range, Calia, and an oil acrylic range, Seneca. Browsing the website of my usual art material supplier, I spotted these Seneca brushes and was smitten purely by the look. I love old brushes and in fact still use some that were my grandfather's and some from my fine art degree days. So seeing the dark, almost aged handles and muted ferrule of the Seneca brushes ticked a lot of boxes. Frankly, I'd be happy to have one in my selection whether I used it much or not, so I decided to give one a try. The good news is it performs very nicely. I like oil painting brushes with a bit more flex, and so these synthetic bristle brushes suit me really well. That may be different for you, of course. They are, as you might expect, suitable for acrylic, oil and water mixable oil paints. I do a lot of acrylics in a very watercolour style, and so I've even found that the brushes worked well for this too. The website describes the brushes as expertly tailored synthetic filaments. I'd say that so far the brush is holding its shape well, even after I've given it some scumbling grief. The ferrule is described as non-glare, perfect for plein air painters. I can see how that would make sense. That brings me on to price. This brush is a little bit more expensive than Comparative brush by Winsor & Newton, and it was nearly twice the price of the Da Vinci equivalent. That could be to do with import charges, or there's low stocks, I don't know at the moment. So you'd have to decide whether it's worth the cost. So far I'm liking it, and it definitely makes me feel good painting with it, and so that's worth a lot. Is it worth the investment? Well, if you hammer through your brushes in a battle of attrition, then maybe it's not for you. Whereas I really look after my brushes, and I know, be using this for years or even decades ahead.